Cool. Okay. I'm going to upload more leads into the Indiana campaign, and then I'm going to upload some more stuff into probably the Fresno campaign. We have like every single month we get like 28,000 free skip traces. That's how we get the phone numbers for sellers. That's what it's called. It's called skip tracing. So we get more in a couple of days. So I'm going to use whatever we have left for the rest of this month just to upload more leads into the system. And then at the beginning, like in a few days, we'll upload like bigger lists. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
I'm sorry?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was wondering if some other people, especially in India, they actually know that we do have a list. Because if the actually number is, let's say, a wrong number, they're going to tell you, oh man, you have a bad list. I was actually wondering why. So I believe they know what we're actually doing.
Yeah, for sure. So that's not like, that's not an uncommon thing. I've heard that a ton of times. And they, sometimes like like what a county is and like a county workers, all that kind of stuff. Do you understand what that is?
No idea.
Okay, so like, when you buy a house, you have to like record it with the county and stuff like that. And like like South Bend is in St. Joe County, right? And St. Joe County has like a big building where like they, that's where like police go. That's where all the county workers go. That's where the mayor works, like all that kind of stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like, what do you call it in your country? What would you call it?
City Hall.
City Hall. Yeah. Yeah. So City Hall, but it's like the place that City Hall is representing, right? So, sometimes the people that work at these places, they don't keep records correctly. And a lot of times either that will be inaccurate, like the information that they have, and that's where we're getting these lists from, is from like county websites. That's where, like, the Property Radar, that website I've showed you before. So they pull all of their information from the county website. So if anything on that website is incorrect, then they're getting incorrect information. And then also something that very commonly happens is the old owner will say, I sold the house, whatever, like 5 years ago or something, right? You hear that all the time?
Yeah.
So that's because they, when you skip trace, it's a very imperfect thing. So the same way that like you talk to the mom or the daughter or the fucking brother or whatever, you also talk to the old owner. That's like very common to have their number thrown into the mix for whatever reason. I don't know why. So it's, that's why people say, oh, you have a bad list. Well, no, it's you used to own the house, right? So the list really isn't that bad. You know what I mean? But okay, guy, whatever you say. But yeah, okay. So what I would like you to do today, what are you thinking as far as like the, calls go and the script goes? Like, how are you coming along with that stuff?
Well, it's actually, for doing the scripting, it's actually very good. You encounter every different kind of people, different kind of scenarios. And this one that I got yesterday is different again, which is a squatter. He's willing to sell, but there's a squatter in the area. So yeah, he was just asking, so you guys can get rid of it.
Wait, sorry. I took my focus off of you, bro. I apologize. I was reading a fucking text message. I'm being rude. Can you repeat yourself?
It's okay. About a squatter. So I think it's almost the same as
the
eviction process.
Okay, so someone's squatting in the house that they have.
Yeah, it's been a month. So he was just asking if you can get rid of it, and then I asked, have you already done the eviction process? And then he keeps on asking. So I think you guys don't want to get rid of those people in person. Yeah, we can do the eviction process, but he keeps on, and then hang out.
Okay.
But he's willing to sell, so I just put it in the dial. I mean, the receipt.
Cool.
I
So
mean, I was saying is, yeah, it's actually very good to have it script, especially most of the time that we do have a different kind of scenarios.
so you be the seller. You stick to the scenario. You give me all the fucking rebuttals that he gave you. Okay. Let's run through it. I like doing it that way because I could tell you what to say, but it's probably a lot easier. Is it easier for you to understand me when I give you what to say first and then like we run through it that way? Or do you like me telling you what to say and then you practice saying it? What do you like?
Uh,
What helps you learn better?
Normally, if you'll be the one who going to do it, and then you're gonna tell me this is what you need to tell them, especially the one if you purchase the house, do you need more time to move out or something like that?
Yeah,
Like
like
the 30 days or the 3 months scenario, yeah. Yeah.
okay. Cool. So let's run through it. You be the homeowner. You give me all the fucking wonderful rebuttals that guy gave about his squatter and all that bullshit. I'll pull all that information out of you. Don't volunteer anything, okay? I want you to learn how to, get this information from people and like how I do it because I'll do it very quickly, okay? So, do the fucking ring ring hello and I'll talk to you.
All right. Ring hello.
Hi, is Chris there?
Yeah. Who's this?
Hey, Chris, my name is Marcus. I was calling about your house on Main Street. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, it is. How can I help?
Cool. I was calling to see if you'd ever be interested in selling that property.
I am, but yeah, do you have a person in mind for that house? Or
Yeah, Chris, let me ask you, is that place vacant or is it occupied?
there's actually a squatter in the house.
Oh, wow. Do you know the squatter or did some random person just kind of take the house over?
Well, I have no idea. So I just noticed that there's someone living in.
Okay, and
You guys can evict them or what?
well, yeah, I mean, it obviously depends on the situation. If you and I come to an agreeable price that would work for us to deal with that sort of thing, then we could definitely evict them. Let me ask you a little more about that. So, how long have you noticed that some person that you don't know has been living there?
It's more than a month now.
More than a month. Okay, you definitely don't know them by chance, not a family member or anything like that.
Uh,
Okay, cool. Let me ask you, who was living there before they squatted there? It sounds like maybe it was vacant before.
yeah, it is.
Okay. Well, let me ask you, was the place in pretty good shape before they moved in there? I know when squatters take places over, they kind of, you know, they tend to, make a big mess and kind of mess a lot of things up. Was the place in pretty good shape before?
Yeah, but I'm not sure what
Not sure
happened
what's
now.
going on now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever evicted anybody before?
No, actually no.
Okay. Yeah. So sometimes, when we've evicted a ton of tenants in the past, our company has, and, either it can go one of two ways. Either it can be very easy or it can be extremely difficult. And if someone is squatting in the house that you don't know, I would assume that it would probably be a difficult process. So if you did want to sell it, you could avoid, having to deal with, doing anything like that. So let me ask you, do you have a price in mind for that place or what are you thinking?
Well, maybe a call. You can make an offer.
All right. Now, as far as you know, there's no work that needs to be done on the house besides whatever this person who's moved in has done.
Yeah, that was before, but yeah, we never know unless we go check it out.
I hear you. Okay. Well, Chris, I definitely think that we could help you out of this situation. Like I said, we've dealt with this problem quite a bit. Pretty common thing in real estate, especially when we're buying stuff off market that, there's a squatter, a non-paying tenant, or, whatever the situation may be. It's just something that we've dealt with quite a bit. So, don't worry. We can definitely help you. So let me ask you, if we made you an offer that was acceptable to you, you'd be ready to do a deal immediately?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
As long
cool.
as you can get rid of those people.
Cool. Yeah, we could definitely do that for you. So let me do this. I'm gonna run the numbers with my manager and I will run the numbers, see exactly what I think that we could pay for it. Obviously, considering the situation, and let me ask you if we wanted to go by the house and try to take a look at it. Whether that person who's living there lets us in or not. Would that be okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm gonna try to do that. Try to see if we can, take a look at it, maybe at least just from the outside, and get a good idea of what's happening there. And then we should be able to come up with a price. Is this your cell that I'm talking to you on?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, cool. Well, let's do this. I'll do my homework on this place, look at it with my manager, and I'll look at the comps as well, see what I think that we could pay. And I probably should be able to give you a call. I think I can have someone run over there today to go look at it. So, we should be able to move pretty quickly on this thing. So I'll give you a call back, either this afternoon. If not this afternoon, definitely tomorrow. And we'll come up with an offer for you. And, hopefully, we can help you, okay?
Okay. Well, that's good.
Okay, so what sort of vibe did you get from that conversation? Like I was trying to buy your house for cheap, or I was trying to help you?
I'm trying to help me out.
Okay, because
Because it looks like that person haven't evicted someone else. So he was actually asking me, "Oh, I think you haven't evicted as well. Anyone from the house before."
yeah,
He keeps on doing that.
you always wanna, like I've told you many times. So like this particular case, right? So you're a pretty normal guy. If you owned a rental property, Chris, and someone was squatting in there, what would you do?
Get rid of them.
Me too.
Wow.
I'd fucking go over there, take the door off. I'd do all kinds of crazy shit to make sure the person got out of the house. Whether I had to bring the cops with me or whatever, I would make sure they left before I left the house. You know what I mean? Like there wouldn't be a situation where I'm like waiting for this person in shining armor named Marcus to come there and fucking solve my problem for you. So if that person isn't willing to do something that like a very regular person like you and I are willing to do, then you need to really point the problem out to them firstly, because like I've said before, that people like to bury their heads in the sand. Like, oh fucking, the problem isn't happening. When like, no, dude, someone's living in your house that isn't paying you. They could burn the fucking house down, and you could lose everything. That's like what I think when people are squatting. So you need to come at them as a pointing the problem out. That's why I asked you if you've ever evicted anybody before. Because you said, you don't want to deal with it. But I'm further letting you know that you don't want to deal with it by asking you a very good question. Like, oh, have you ever evicted anybody before? No? Oh, I've done it a million times. I can fucking help you. No problem. Your problem stops here. And then reaffirming that we're the people that can help them out of the situation. And, I asked you some questions about the condition of the house. When someone is squatting there or not paying rent, just fucking assume that the condition is fucked. Just assume that. You don't need to really, oh, well, what's the kitchen? What's the fucking bathroom? What's the flooring look like? It's fucked. Some homeless person is living in there. Homeless people fuck shit up. That's what they do. So you can't, stick to, oh, well, I need to ask this, then I need to ask this, then I need to ask this. Like, don't worry about that. You need to come from a position of, I'm here to help you. I'm your fucking problem solver, and I'm not going to offer you very much money, but I can solve your problem, So who was that person? What was their name? Find it. I'll call them right now and see what their situation is so you can hear it.
It's John Camden.
John Camden?
Yeah. George Mishawaka.
Oh, it's a good area too. How do you spell his last name? Okay.
CAMDEN.
I was spelling JOHN, not JON. My bad. Okay. You ready to listen to me fucking close this guy or what? Okay, if he gets on the phone, just mute yourself, okay? And this could be a very long conversation, so we'll fucking see what happens. And give me a thumbs up once you can hear it ringing. Motherfucker, fucking faggot. Oh, sorry, probably shouldn't say that. He didn't pick up. I'm calling him again. Can you hear the ringing? No? Okay.
No.
Okay. So let me text this guy. So he didn't answer. But, essentially, something I heard the other day that is like very it's a very good point and something like I want to tell you. So if you were going to sell your house, would you go on like Google or accept a call from someone and like go through a whole conversation with them and sell your house? Would you ever do that?
It actually depends on the conversation and also the people I'm talking to.
But like in your mind, when you think, hey, I need to sell my house, do you think like, oh, I need to like Google search something or I need to like talk to this random person that called me? Like, does that sound like something that's like reasonable to you?
Well, as a Filipino, we normally sell out our stuff, actually at your house or pretty much anything, through people. We're listing it out and then we're gonna contact someone, unless that's pretty much random. They're gonna ask you, hey, I'm willing to fund your stuff. How much are gonna be the last offer? That's it.
Yeah. So here in America, like, if there's a fucking 1,000 people, right? 992 of them are going to go with a realtor. So there's 8 people out of 1,000 probably that are going to think to themselves, hey, I got this random person calling me up, or, oh, I'm in a bad situation. I'm going to Google search, hey, buy my house fast kind of thing. So the people that we're talking to and that we can actually close on deals are such a small group of people that, not saying they're not intelligent people, but they got into a point in their life where they're in like a very bad situation and we need to help them solve the problem. And that's through purchasing the house and connecting the dots with them getting on to the next step of their life. So, with a guy who has a squatter in the house, or like someone's wife died, or 2 people are getting divorced or something like that, like that's a pretty shitty life situation, and we need to be the people that can step in and at least solve the real estate problem. So you have to really think of yourself as like a problem solver in all of these situations. As much as you want to get information from them and condition, all the bullshit. Like, you know, you need to think, hey, I'm a problem solver. What would a problem solver say right now? You know, and, you know, this is obviously a very salesy kind of thing, you know, that we do because we're cold calling people and just getting information and trying to buy their house. But, you know, what will make you very good at it is being a problem solver for these people and really helping them to, you know, get to the next step. You know what I mean? Something that one of our mentors would always say, like, you know, I don't coach this too much, but like this is something he would say with people. Like, you'd say, oh, I want 200 grand for the place. Oh, nice. Okay. Well, what would you do with the 200 grand if you got it? You know, like asking them a question so that you could put them in the mindset that, like, oh, this is going to happen. Now that I know it's going to happen, or I'm hearing it could happen, you know, what can I do with all that money? You know, what can I do? Like this kind of thing, you know? So in saying that, you're solving, the bigger thing is you're solving a problem for people. You're helping them get to the money, which is obviously what they need. These problems are all money related for the most part, you know, and, you know, situational things like people with bad health, they can't fucking do anything. They're old, they can't move. You know, like that lady you talked to, she has fucking cancer, right? That's a horrible fucking situation, and we need to help them solve problems. So when you're talking to these people, you know, instead of interjecting with questions about condition and, you know, fucking whatever, just think to yourself, hey, if I was in his shoes, what would I have to say to solve this guy's problem? And, you know, come from the situation in that way, okay? I know that's kind of a long-winded thing, but, you know, I want you to think about these things like how I do. Because the more,
especially for the scenario.
yeah, and I mean any scenario, right? Like how every time we script,
Like a problem solver.
yeah, just be a problem solver. Like when we script, I always say, oh, I'm fucking old, my wife is sick. Huge problem, huge pain point, you know? So focus on that pain point. How can I be a problem solver? You know, just try to focus on that, especially with specific situations like this. Okay, so I'm going to upload some more information, but just keep, you know, working the dialer. Rika's starting at 10 this week because she has some, like, stuff she's got to deal with. But, yeah, just keep doing your thing, okay?
Okay.
All right, man. Have a good day, okay?
Have a good day.
That was scripting for February 27th.